Hello, hello, DJ Phillips, Magnolia Salon, back again. Today I'm going to be talking about curly hair. I do not have curly hair, except for when I'm in Austin, which is a whole other story. But curly hair is one of those things. I do have a lot of curly haired clients. I just have kind of gotten used to working with curly hair. I think it's something that's really important to not just be able to work on your own hair type, but all hair types. And so I have kind of honed the skill of curly hair. And so I have a lot of knowledge about curly hair. So I'm going to share it with you. Curly hair is going to be something that it's kind of hard to deal with if you don't know how to deal with it. It always has a mind of its own. It's never going to be the same on any given day. No matter what you do, even if you do the exact same steps every single day, it's always going to be different. It has a mind of its own. It grows out of the head different than straight hair or even wavy hair or hair from different ethnicities, things like that. It's going to be the actual shape of the follicle. And so because of that, it is something that can change over time. So if you had really just thick straight hair when you were little, but then now it gets curly, usually it's a hormone shift that kind of changes that follicle over time, which is really interesting. The thing about curly hair is that it is dry. It's just naturally dry. It needs moisture. You need to be really nice to it. Otherwise, it's not going to do what you want it to do. It's just going to frizz. If you don't get it cut the right way or regularly, it's going to cause that, that Christmas tree shape that everybody loves. So it's really important to go to somebody who's knowledgeable about curly hair and can guide you in the right direction. I'm going to go over some of the products that you can use for curly hair. This is something that because I don't actually have curly hair, I've never used some of these products on myself. I can't. So a lot of times I will send home my curly hair clients with samples of the curl products, mainly because I need you to tell me what works best. And since I can't do the experiment on myself, and how I style you in the salon is going to be completely different than how you style your hair at home if you have curly hair. So I need feedback from you guys about the products that I have sent home with you, about what works best. And a lot of times it's going to be a personal preference, not necessarily just what works better. There are going to be some that you're like, this one worked awesome, and then this other one just didn't really work at all. But most of the time it's really going to come down to, oh, I liked the way this one felt in my hair better, or oh, I liked the way this one smelled better, things like that. Even price point, like this one is a little bit cheaper, or I don't mind paying a little bit more to make sure that it's gonna do this awesome thing that I've noticed it doing. So that's really important. The thing about the hair being naturally dry, it means that you are definitely going to have to wash your hair way less. Usually curly clients, you don't really get the oil buildup. And so most of the time I suggest washing your hair about once a week. You really shouldn't be doing it more than that. If anything, the best advice I can give to curly hair clients is get your hair wet. Don't actually wash it. Don't really manipulate those curls too much. Get your hair wet and then towel dry your hair. The best thing to use on curly hair is actually paper towels to kind of absorb some of that moisture. It's not going to rough up your hair like a terry cloth towel. And then also the microfiber cloths, those are going to be really good for your hair too. It's not going to, the thing with curly hair is that you're roughing up that cuticle too much, and that's what makes it frizzy and makes it big and unmanageable. Now, you need to smooth your hair, not straighten your hair. Those are two different things. Smooth hair means that you can still have curl, but the cuticle is smooth, so it's not going to be frizzy and big. Straight hair is what it sounds like. It's just straight hair. I'm going to put up photos of examples of those things. Now, something that is really important is to make sure that you're not brushing your hair if you have curly hair. wide tooth comb is going to be your best friend, especially when it's wet. You could even, when you put in your conditioner in the shower, you could even just comb through it with your wide tooth comb then. And then when you get out of the shower, if you really need to get some of those knots out, go for it, just like on those ends, but then immediately before it dries too much, because I'm sure you've noticed that like your ends probably dry a lot faster, and then this is kind of gonna all clump together and just stay wetter, because there's more hair in there. Your hair could be the exact same length as my hair, but your hair is up here by your chin because that curl has to keep going around, and my hair just kind of lays flat. So it's just going to be really important to get some of this moisture out, but then adding some moisture back into your ends before you go in with a product to nourish your hair, to condition it, to style it, anything like that. So I am going to tell you about the products that I think you should use. The very first thing that I would use is going to be the leave-in conditioning cream. This is going to be good for all hair types, every single person that sits in my chair, whether you have straight hair, curly hair, doesn't matter. I usually put this on before I blow dry you. You can blow dry your hair if you have curly hair. I suggest using a concentrator that has like the fingers on it to kind of get up in there and go like this. Some of this I actually touched on in my my video about smooth, shiny hair. So you can go back and look at that. But yeah, there's an attachment on blow dryers where you kind of get up in there and you kind of blow dry it like that. This is going to be great because this is going to smooth, and it's anti-humidity and conditions and all that fun stuff. Exactly what curly people need. Just in a nice conditioning form. This isn't a styling product. This is a conditioning product. I would also suggest the 911 spray. This is going to be, again, it's good for all hair types. It's good for everyone in the family. This is going to help rehydrate and smooth down your cuticle, rehydrate those ends, help you get out some of those knots and everything. It smells good. It's just awesome. So that's going to be my second, like, number one suggestion. Now, sometimes curly clients, they will want me to take a lot of hair off. Sometimes we've gone really short with their curls. I love this short curly. I wish I had curly hair so I could do that. But then you get to a point where you really want to start growing your hair back out. And with curly hair, you don't notice a huge huge difference between 1 month to the next, because your hair doesn't grow down, it grows around. And so until you really get about 4 to 8 months of new growth, you're not realizing that it's growing at all. It is, you're just not noticing it because it's really just getting bigger instead of longer. And so not only is a good cut and somebody who knows how to cut curly hair going to be great for you, but if you're wanting to go longer in between cuts so you can notice a little bit more of an impact of letting it grow, I would suggest the split end elixir, because this is going to go in and kind of seal those ends and make sure that you're not going to need a haircut sooner than what you're wanting. Next up is going to be the Curl Definer. We have the Curl Definer in the Elements exclusive line from ID Hair. We also have it in our ID Hair Me line. And then we also have another couple of options from Verb and Moroccan Oil. There's just, again, it's all gonna come back to personal preference. I love this one mainly because it does have a hold level of 3, which is perfect for curly hair if you have those really nice intense curls that this isn't going to weigh anything down, which is really nice. If you're afraid of things weighing your hair down, if you have curly hair and you're used to like a gel, especially like a Dippity Doo or whatever it was from the 80s and 90s, those are going to have a lot of alcohol in it, and some of the other content like the glycerin and everything in it is going to dry out your hair, which is going to cause frizz, and the glycerin is going to weigh your hair down. So that I would just kind of rule out. We do have a gel that I'm going to go over, but it's not going to be like the old school gel where you put it in and you scrunch it and it's just going to feel crunchy and crispy. That's not good. That's not fun. It doesn't look super awesome because it's drying out your hair with all that alcohol in it. And so it's causing it to be frizzy. And it's just making it look wet while it's also crispy. And you're probably going to get those just like the flakes by the end of the day, especially if you touch anything. It's just going to start to like break and like crisp up. So I would suggest more of a curl definer or a curl cream, because this is going to go in and it's really just going to lay nice on your hair and really help define that curl, as opposed to just like scrunching your hair. Now we have our Curl Creator spray. This is awesome for refreshing your curls in the afternoon. I like to go in on clients if I cut them dry, which curly hair, a lot of times it's nice to cut them dry because you can see exactly how it's going to lay. If it's wet, I will cut people wet, but a lot of times dry curly hair is better because I can see how it's going to lay. And so I will go in with this after I have cut them dry to kind of just refresh the curls, especially because I have to like comb through them to cut them. And so that's going to cause things to frizz and kind of not be as defined. So I like the Curl Creator to just refresh the curls. Gel. This is going to be the strong gel. It says strong gel, but it's only a hold level of 3. So if you are used to a true gel, this is going to be a way better option than whatever you can get at the grocery store, because this isn't going to dry the hair out nearly as much as some of those other products are. And so this is going to be just really nice, and it's going to be lighter. It's going to have a lot of shine to it, nothing crazy, but a good amount of shine. This is going to be, in comparison, the Curl Definer is going to be a cream. This is going to be a gel. Spray wax is awesome. I love this. Actually, I'm going to use some on myself right now. I like to use this to kind of get those flyaways down. And so it's going to be the same thing with curly hair. You can spray this on your curly hair. This has a hold level of 1. There's no hold to it. There's a good amount of shine, but it's literally just a wax in spray form, so you don't have to get it all over your hands. You can put on just like a tiny, tiny little bit. It doesn't feel like there's really anything in my hair, but it's going to give some definition to your curls, and it's going to smooth down those flyaways without having to go in with like a hairspray or anything like that, where a hairspray is going to end up getting dry and kind of causing more frizz, or you're not going to be able to, your hair's not going to move. So this is a really good alternative to anything like that. Beach spray. Beach spray is going to be really good for anyone that has wave to your hair. This is going to go in and it's just going to give some texture to your hair. It is a hold level of 4, so it's going to get a little crunchy, but not sad crunchy, not like creepy crunchy where like it's just like one big mass of crunchiness. This is going to be more of that like beach tousled wave. This is going to just feel really nice in your hair, even though there is a lot of hold to it. So I like this. There's also very little shine to it. So it's really just going to go in and add that nice beachy texture to your hair. And that's it. That's all I have for curls. If you have curly hair and you have questions, feel free to reach out. If you have a kid that has curly hair and you don't know what to do with it, feel free to reach out. If you need products, let me know. Feel free to reach out to us on our Facebook page, or you can email us at info@magnoliasalonil.com, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks so much. Be kind to yourself.